G'day superstars. A couple of years ago I made a video on how to build an assault rifle, which is this thing. Pretty cool, huh? And the reason I wanted to do an updated video was because I've done a few things to this since then. One is I've built the scope. I'll show you how to do that. And I've also fixed the audio because it was pretty bad in spots and tried to clean up the picture the best I can. Please be kind to me because I do have hair in this old video, but actually, you know what? Comment below and say what you want about my hair. I don't care. Let's go for it. Let's have some fun. Feel free to roast me if you want to. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the remastered video and I'll see you at the end of it.
Today I'm going to explain how to build yourself a wooden M16 type gun. This is actually an M4A1 carbine. Now what you want to do first is you need to get yourself some 3mm MDF, bigger than 84 centimeters because this actual particular gun is 84 centimeters long. It's 16mm MDF. Then I bought these from local hardware pre-cut. MDF or craftwood if you call it that in America, like that. And then what you want to do is you want to print out using Excel, the easiest way to do it. You want to print out the actual rifle on size. Also you're going to need two different types of dowel. One is 1/2 inch and one is 8mm or 10mm. I think it's 8mm actually. And this is the gun trace out. Be careful when you're cutting it out because after this it'll be pretty much stuffed. If you notice I can keep the barrel in there, that's where the dowel comes in. You're putting the barrel in later. Okay, so I'm just going to draw around that and then cut it out. But make sure when you do this that you do have small ones as a reference, because when you get close to the details, when you're in the larger photo, sometimes it's a bit hard to see the full details. These are the finished cut. Keep the original barrel that you cut off safe, and you also want to keep the original gun in the drill round safe because you need the reference points for all the bits of the handle and trigger and so on. You might notice that there's no actual trigger here or trigger guard because you don't need that in a wooden gun. It doesn't shoot anything. Keep the original barrel that you cut off safe, and you also want to keep the original gun in the drill round safe because you need the reference points for all the bits of the handle and trigger and so on. You might notice that there's no actual trigger here or trigger guard because you don't need that in a wooden gun. It doesn't shoot anything. There you have it. There's the start of it. So it's quite intricate. The trick is to not hurry. If you hurry it ends up being messy. As you can see, it's already starting to feel like that thing that it's supposed to be. Now, what you want to do now is you want to sand the whole thing with sandpaper and file and get it all shaped beautifully before you go on to the next stage. Now that it's all sanded and shaped up so it's much smoother, we need to make a handle at the front here. We need to make the butt, we need to fill out the butt of that as well, right? And the whole point is this is not very wide by itself, sort of thing, so it's very narrow. And the whole point of that is that that's the core piece, so you build everything on top of that to give it shape. So what we need to make here is we need to make this round section here along the butt of the gun on both sides. We need to fill out the handle on this end on both sides to give it that grip on the front of the gun that you have. I'll cut them and to round the edges off so they're more of a rounded finish. This piece here, for instance, will be piece that goes along there on both sides, and this piece here will be there on both sides. Got to give it some depth. So now I've got my pieces for the actual handle. I cut that and then shaped it. Let me go in here like this. Like so, starting to give it some depth for the handle. The other one on the other side. Then when you look down the handle, you can see it's got some depth to it. It's just the beginning. Okay, I've shaped the pieces and I've glued them on. And what I've done is I've also run a series of cuts, just something to make it look like it's more of a grip on both sides, so that's the start of that there like that. Now for the butt of the gun, I've cut and shaped 2 pieces to go on the bottom there. I've also put little nicks in the bottom there because that's what matches the original type of butt of the gun. What you'll need for this kind of job is a grinder with a wood cutting wheel or a grinding disc to cut the wood. It'll help you get the shapes you want. Next thing you want to do is you want to make up 2 shapes just like this. About 3mm MDF. How you get that shape is you actually cut it from your paper template. How it works is it goes, also drilled a slot here in the butt of the rifle. So that piece goes on there like that, and then this piece goes around here like so, giving the rifle a handle some depth. I'll cut this over the midsection of the gun, which actually goes here. You're going to want to cut 4 of those. It gives you twice the depth, so it looks like that magazine is actually a real magazine. Now I just cut some grooves in the magazine to give it that authenticity. So when you've got some depth, it looks like the magazine is actually slotted in the bottom. The other thing I did, that's about it actually, I rounded the handle up as well, give you a better grip, more like a handle than a piece of wood. Now after you cut those 4 pieces, put them aside because we're going to glue it all together at the end, a side at a time, as much as you can before we do the next stage. The next piece we're going to do is here, base of the grip, circular piece like so. We're going to use the same material as this, but a separate piece that sits in the middle. So it's the 16mm MDF. You need 2 of those, 1 for each side. Okay, at this point we have the beginnings of a rifle, as you can see. Now both sides at this point are exactly the same. We haven't done the barrel yet, it comes later. But basically what you need to do is start working on one side at a time, because up to this point they're both sides are the same, but after this each side is different. So what I did is I actually got on the net and found another picture of the left side of the gun, and I've got a picture of the right side, so I can work on one side at a time. So we're going to work on the side where the shells are ejected, chamber side basically. That's what we're doing next. As you can see, we're now starting to get some shape to it. The trigger chamber, it's where the shells come flying out this side, starting to look like an actual wooden rifle. Haven't done the barrel yet, of course. I've still got more work to do up, quite a bit of more work to do up here, and also some more work around here. So it's more about the making it look as real as possible. All right, so now we've got the major parts of one side done. Okay, that's how it looks. Still got to put the barrel on, of course, but you get the idea. Put screws and rivets. These are just decking nails that I actually cut the bottom off and nailed them in. Drilled the pilot hole, nailed it in. These are bits of dowel, bits of 3mm craft wood dowel, the groove, thicker dowel, with a handle which is the pull back lever when you load it. The gun's just about finished. This is one side so far, and this is the other side. What I'm working on now is the barrel. I've got to drill a hole in here with a dowel joint. It's just taken from a bit of dowel. So I've shaped it with a sanding wheel on a grinder. Drill a hole in the end, drill some holes in the side to give it so the light shines through, so it looks like the end of the barrel. This end is where the dowel's going to go. It's not quite centre, but I can live with it. Put the dowel in there, glue, drill a hole on the other side, like that, glue it, and the barrel's done. So the gun's just about finished, so we're going to do the barrel, finish that off, put it on, and then a little bit of work on top, and then it's all done. Then it's a matter of painting it, and you'll see how it looks. Okay, this is just about the finished product now. As you can see, the barrel's done now. How I did the barrels, I got a bit of dowel, I think I showed you yesterday. I've put a dowel in here and dowel in here, and I've glued it together along there, inside that. So if you look at the gun now, put just a bowl with a couple of washers up here to simulate a part of the rifle that doesn't actually work. It's part of the sight, and that's the actual part of the gun. Okay, on the other side is that. So all I have to do now is put a couple of grooves along here just to match the other side, and put a round wooden disc inside here so it sticks out just like a circle to fit in that slot, and glue that in, and then I'm ready to paint.
Okay, the first thing I did is I created a bracket. So I've got a bracket here and I bent it. I put a bolt through the top of the rifle, and then I got a bit of PVC and bolted it to that. And you can see how it's been riveted in the top. Let's put a couple of holes in for decoration as well. And how the scope is built, I've got two torches like this. They're like $2 torches or $2 or $3 torches, and they've got a little push button on the back, so the batteries go inside, and you've got a little push button rubber. Well, I took that rubber out. See, the rubber's been taken out, and then I drilled a hole through the middle. And I did it on both of them, like so. And then I turned them opposite to each other, like that. And I put a bolt and a nut through it like this. And then just tighten it by hand. And once that was done, then I just screwed it into here like that. And then turned it around and screwed it in here like this. And then we have our scope. And then because this plastic piece here is flexible, you just push the scope into the plastic like so, and it just stays there. And that's how I built the sight for the rifle. Before anyone comments, I know there's no trigger on this gun. I'm aware of it. I didn't do it on purpose because in Australia we have very, very strict gun laws, and anything that even looks remotely like a rifle, I can get in trouble for. So I thought if I don't put a trigger on it and show people when they come and look at it, they can see that it's just a piece of wood, then I won't get in as much trouble. I also, when I'm out and about with this thing, put an orange tip on the end so people know that it's just fake. Now that you've seen me build that rifle, there is another video that's coming, which is a Captain America shield, full-size replica that I've been building. I have a video for you here, but it's not ready yet. So in the meantime, watch this one, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.